Hello friends, I welcome you all to this lecture on C programming. So in this lecture I'll be telling you about loop. Not only in this lecture, in this series of lecture now onwards I'll be focusing more on loop because this is a very important topic. If you understand loop very well, then array will be very easy, and with the help of these two things we can do wonders when it comes to mathematical programming or any sort of programming. So what is a loop? So let me head to this particular no- uh, code blocks. Let's say I want to print this statement. Mm, Hello Pankaj. Let's say I want to print this statement 10 times. Then what I have to do? One way is copy this, paste, then paste, then paste, and so on. So if I run this, so it will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, only 5 times I have pasted, and I am feeling exhausted just by copying and pasting it. So, is there any way that I have to write only one statement and then that particular statement is printed 5 times, 10 times, 100 times, lakh times? Because if you now got my point that if I have to do this particular task repeatedly, so if I have to perform any task repeatedly, more than one, let's say, then this mechanical way of writing the things is very difficult, because if I have to paste it, but let's say 1,000 times, then what will happen? Oh ho ho, that is a very bad thing. Then what I can do, I can use this property of programming which is called as loop. So in C there are basically, where is the pen, there are basically, or commonly used loops are while, do while, and for. These two, while and do while loops, are basically condition controlled loop. Condition controlled loops. Whereas this for loop is iteration controlled loop. Now, what is the difference between condition controlled loop and iteration controlled loop? Friends, this particular loop is also sometimes called as infinite loop. I'll show this to you why it is called as infinite loop. Now, always remember that if I am having some condition, I want that till that condition is satisfied, perform this task repeatedly. That is what the meaning condition controlled loop. Whereas iteration controlled loop is that you perform this task 5 times, you perform this task 6 times, you perform this task 7 times, you perform this task 8 times, and so on. Sometimes there will be program, I'll show you that I will not be knowing in priori that how many times I have to repeat that particular task, that will be depending on that particular condition. So in that case, or in those cases, this particular loop will be of no use, because if I in priori I don't know that how many times I have to run a loop, then what is the use of this for? So in those cases I will be using while or do while loop. Whereas if the iterations are known in priori, then the best loop is for. Okay. Now let us understand that how this loop, that is while loop, is written. So while, then you have to pass a condition. What type of condition? You guessed it right. It is condition, means Boolean condition. So either it has to be true or false. Then the block of while loop, and then the set of conditions. So if the condition set of instructions, sorry. So if the condition, if this condition is true, then only we will be allowed to enter inside while loop. And if at the first instance this becomes false, then we will not be able to enter into the while loop. We will be coming to the line which is outside while loop. So this while loop will run till the condition is true. The moment it becomes false, the control just come out of the while loop. So that's why whenever we have to write something where we in priori know that how many times the loop runs, there is something you should always keep in mind. So what is that? So let's say it is while, then the condition, then the block, then the statements, then we do what? The first thing which we do is we initialize one counter with 0, 1, 2, whatever is the requirement. And then here we either increment it or decrement it, so that the condition here becomes true or false, whatever is your requirement. So let me show this to you. Let's say I want to print this statement hello Pankaj 10 times. Okay, and at the same time I should also be printing that this is my first time, this is my second time, and so on. So let us create a counter I which will be counting, and it is starting with 1, let's say. So I have declared as well as initialized it. Then look very closely. Let me increase the size. So while, then inside the parenthesis write the condition. Till what point I want this program to run? Till I becomes, or till I exactly becomes equal to 10. So till it is less than or equal to 10, I want this thing to be printed. I want what to be printed? I want this thing to be printed. Now look friends very closely. Why this particular loop is also called as infinite loop? This will become clear to you now. Now look, what is the value of I right now? It is 1. So is 1 less than or equal to 10? No, it is not equal, but it is less. So this condition will become true. So this statement now will be printed because control will now be entering into while. Now if I don't increment the value of I, what will happen? I will always remain 1 and this loop will run forever. At the same time, let me show this to you. Let me write %d, and then in place of %d, let me write I. So what it will do? It will run indefinitely. Why? Because I have not incremented I. That's why I said that for these types of problems where you in priori know that this much iterations you are using, though the best practice is to use for, but let me introduce it with the while also. So here the incrementation and decrementation, this has to be done. So if I run this, what will happen? Oh, this will happen. It is now running forever. Why? Because this condition will always make it as 1. I have not asked this program to increment it. So what I'll do? I will say that either I have two options. Either I can say I assign I plus 1. Okay. Or I can use what? Arithmetic assignment operator, I plus assigned 1. Or I can simply say I plus plus. All will do the same thing. So now if I run this program, look what will happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 10. So 10 times it has printed. Why? Because let's say this is my 10th time. So I is 10 now. So when I become 10, so it is equal to 10. So it satisfies. So it will print this statement. Then what? Then I will become 11. Yes, and it will move back to check whether I is less than or equal to 10, but I is 11. So it will not come to this, it will come out of the loop. And let's say I have written one condition, printf end of program. So this will be printed the moment control or the flow will come out of this particular loop. So let me show this to you as well. So if I run this program, it will say hello Pankaj 10 times and then it will end the program. So this the control has come here the moment I becomes 11. So in this way this particular loop works. It is so simple. So let's say I am interested in not printing a string, instead I am interested in uh, solving, or let's say I am interested in writing the square of this number I. How can I do this? Simple. I just have to print what I just have to uh, print. Let me write this. This square is percentage d, and I have to write the square of I. That means first I will be printed, then its square. That means I times I, or I could have used power also. That is POW I comma 2. So if I run this, what it will do? It will first write 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, and it will continue doing this till I become 10. So 10 square is 100, and then I becomes 11. So control will come out of the loop and it will print end of the program. So if I run this, this will happen. What it will happen? Now, can you guess why I am getting 0 every time? Anyone? Now you are getting it right. Correct. Why I am getting 0? Because the power function is present in math module, and all the functions which are present in math module, they will always be returning float. So that's why this has to be percentage f. So if I run it now, what I'll be getting is this. Okay. Now let's say now if you look here, this is not looking very elegant, isn't it? So what I have to do, I have to format it right in proper format. So here the number maximum goes to 2. So this, instead of writing percentage d, I will say percentage 2d, so that 2 places are reserved for this number printing. Then what? Let's say here, so after decimal, how many points I require? 1, 2, let's say only 1 I require. Okay, so if I write 0.1 and okay, it has to be closed. So if I write and run, then what will happen? After decimal, I am getting only 1 data point. But what about before decimal point? So before decimal point, the maximum are 3. So let me write it as 3.1. So if I run it, again you can see that there are this, what is happening basically. So this is at max shifting by 1. Why? Because this says that, this says what? Oh, let me run it again and then show you. So this says that what? This says you take total of 3. So this number should be taking total of 3 places. So what I have to do is I have to shift it more. I have to use more places. Let's say I'm using 6. Then if I run it now, so it will be looking much better. So that's how you can format. Okay. So again, let us take one more program. Let's say I'm interested in printing table. How to print a table? It is, let's say I'm interested in printing the table of 5. So 5 times 1 is 5. What is this? This is nothing but 5 into 1. 5 times 2 is nothing but 5 into 2. 5 times 3 is 5 into 3. And 5 times 10 is 5 into 10. Now, if you look this statement clearly, so what is this? This is the number for which I have to write the table. So n is 5 here. What is this? 1, 2, 3, which is going up to 10. Yes, you have guessed it right. This is nothing but the counter which we have taken as I. And what is this? This is nothing but n times that counter. That's it. So if I want to write this program, then how to write? I'll simply say, look, percentage d. Now that x will be printed as such. Then percentage d, assign percentage d. So now here first n will be coming, so I have to declare n also. Let's say I am interested in writing table of 5. So in the place of first percentage d, this 5 will come. Then in the place of this, what will come? I will come. And here, what will come? I into that n. So I into n will come. That's it. Now you have made, you have converted that square program into your table program. So if you run this, you will be getting table of 5. Let's say I am interested in printing table of, let's say, 15. So I will be getting this table of 15. So in this way you can write your program using while loop, and that is how while loop works. Okay. So now in this particular lecture I have introduced you with this particular while loop, and in the coming lectures what I will be doing is I will be solving so many problems using while loop only, let's say 20-30 problems using while loop, so that while loop becomes very 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 clear to you. And then we'll be going for do while, that is nothing but simple tweaking we'll be doing with while loop, and we'll be getting do while. And then the same problems whatsoever we have done using while loop, except few of them, we will be using for loop for them. So in this lecture till this point only. In the next lecture we will be solving some good, very good problems using while loop. So thank you very much for watching it.